My name is Sandra, and I'm the Customer Marketing Manager here at Loxo. I'm here today with Brian from Arrange. Arrange is a brand new integration that we're offering in Loxo, and Brian's going to walk you through how it works and why you want it to. But before we get started, just a couple of procedural things to go over. First of all, we will have a Q&A section at the end. If you want to have a question answered by Brian, please use the Q&A option at the bottom. Click on that and type your question there. That's going to be the easiest way for us to pull out the questions from among all of the talk in the chat. Please make sure that your questions are applicable to everyone and about the topic that Brian is talking about. If you have questions about your specific Loxo account, for example, please address them to customer support. You can get there right from the question mark within your Loxo account. And finally, we will be sending the recording out to everyone like almost immediately after this webinar. It'll be sent to the email address that you registered with, so you don't have to worry if you have to go early or if you missed something, you'll be able to review it then. Okay, so now I'm going to turn this over to Brian.
Thank you so much, Sandra. Hey, everyone. Thank you so much for attending. Really appreciate you taking the time and being here. And thanks for Loxo as well for hosting this webinar. So excited. Before I jump in, a quick background. I'm a recruiter as well, and I am a Loxo customer as well. So we speak the same exact language on scheduling interviews. That's basically the topic of today, right? Cutting the chaos down. So how do we do it? There's been always back and forth, manual activity, a really time-consuming task for us recruiters, especially us being in the middle, coordinating a client or a hiring manager with a candidate, right? So we all know the drill. When are you free? This time, that time. Oh, you can't do that time. Back and forth, manually sending out the invites. Guys, I am so excited to say those days are completely gone. Done a lot of research before even starting Arrange, tried a lot of scheduling tools. Most of these tools on the market tend to gear to the internal to external use case, the one-to-one or a team, like a group link to an external party. But they tend to ignore the middle person use case, which is us external recruiters and internal talent acquisitions. I'm going to jump right in. And before I share my screen and show you a visual, today I'm going to give you a walkthrough of two key features that Arrange offers. One is called Candidate Scheduling Links, and one is called Arrange Connect. As I show you a visual first of Candidate Scheduling Links, what is that? What does that even mean? So basically, the whole back and forth going, emailing one party and sending the availability to the other party, and then manually sending the invites. With candidate scheduling links, we can automate that whole process. And how do we do that? So basically, we generate a smart link in Arrange, which I'm going to show you in a minute. With that smart link, you send it to your client when you present the candidate to them. So usually, most recruiters will say, if you want to meet this person, click here, or would you want me to get their availability, or I'll get their availability, and you're doing it the manual way, right? So instead of doing that, you just say, if you want to meet this person, click here simply. The client clicks or the hiring manager clicks. They can choose either to receive or provide availability. Whatever they do, candidate gets notified, all via smart links going automatically to each party at every given time until the interview gets arranged. And you're in track, full control and visibility on the back end with a live stage tracker. Now, I'm going to pause for a second. I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to walk you through that whole process. Get excited. This is really neat and it's been such a game changer. And the amount of time that we've been saving utilizing this is unbelievable. So check this out. Here we go. All right, let's do this. Sandra, can you see my screen okay? Okay,
Yes.
perfect. All right, so this is the main dashboard. So the first thing you want to do is you want to generate your candidate scheduling link because you're about to send a resume, present the candidate to a client, right? So all you have to do is click on candidate scheduling links, click on continue. This is where you would input your client. By the way, with the integration with Loxo, everything is searchable. So it's searching your Loxo database. So you can put your clients in there, you put your candidates in there. If they're in Loxo, then they'll come up. Job position, if they're tagged into the job that, whatever this candidate's interviewing for, just put the job position in there. I'm going to pause for 1 second so you can see right here. If you're there, usually the candidate is already tagged to the job typically when we'll source them to the job. But if they're not sourced to the job, it doesn't matter. This will still work the same exact way. The idea is when the interview gets arranged, they automatically move from the source bucket to the interview bucket. And as a Loxo customer and user, we all know that right now we've been doing that manually, which is not a hiccup or anything. It's still great. It keeps everything in control, but this basically does it for you when the interview gets arranged. And I'll show you exactly how that works. Over here, when you choose the interview mode selection, you can choose to either host the interview or have your client host it. So this is a completely preference thing. So some recruiters say that they want to host all the interviews. They use their own Zoom account or Google Meets or Teams, for example. Or some recruiters say that the clients prefer to host theirs. So you can have the option here to choose whether you host it or the client will host it. Over here, you can choose your duration. You can change that later, which I'll show you how. Choose your client and just click on Arrange. Now, copy a link, copy paste that link. Now that link is where you send to your client, hey guys, click here if you want to meet this person. I'm going to pause for 1 second. Just think about how cool this is right now. As a recruiter, the middle person, that's all you need to do. You don't have to worry about coordination anymore. So think right there, that aha moment, how much time you're going to be saving because that's it. Just drop the link, set it and forget it. You have visibility on the live stage tracker so you know what's going on at all times. And then just move forward. Keep sourcing candidates, keep submitting candidates. That's what we should always be doing to make the most use of our time. Client clicks on that link because they want to meet your candidate. This little card appears for them. They see the candidate details here. They click on Arrange Interview. Now, a couple of options for them. How would they like to meet this person? Receive availability or provide their own availability. Matchmaker is pretty cool. Both parties provide availability, doesn't matter who goes first. An invite goes out instantly at the earliest match time available between both parties. In this example, I want to showcase if a client clicks on Receive Candidate Availability. So as you can see, a really clean user friendly experience for your client kind of elevates you as a recruiter when they're coordinating meetings with you. So check this out. The client clicks on Receive Candidate Availability. They click Next. Now, in live time, right away, your candidate gets instantly notified in email that this company wants to meet with you. They ask for your availability. Please click on this link to provide availability. All these emails and forms are also, ready for this, white labeled by you. So on the email signatures, it'll say your company name. On the forms that the candidate now will click on, your logo are on all these forms. So mind you, this is all very much mobile optimized. So a lot of candidates are opening this up on their cell phone device for the most part, and your logo is right there front and centered. So it looks like it's like your proprietary scheduling system, which is pretty neat. Over here, we made the user experience for the candidate to provide availability really simple. We pre-select 5 business days starting with today, because as a recruiter, we all know sense of urgency is key. Over here, the candidate can click on a day and time. They can click off the calendar. They can also connect their calendar to this. If they just click on Connect Calendar, they'll see all the available time slots that they're available on their calendar, and they just plug and play. They can click on it, and it'll populate in their availability as well. So candidates have been loving this. The user experience is really clean and organized. Once they're done, they just click on Share Availability, and that's it. Confirmation window pops up. Check this out. This is the cool part about this. The live state tracker always updates in live time. So you see the status here, candidate availability shared. You can see your client, you can see your candidate arranged by you, the arranged user. So this is really neat because when you send those scheduling links to a client and they click and they choose the option, your live state tracker just keeps growing. So so my team and I, just to put things in perspective, every submittal that we send, we use this scheduling link. So we just see this live state tracker keep growing and growing. We're like, yes, client wants to meet this candidate. This client wants to meet this candidate. So it keeps everything in one place, super organized. And the cool thing about this, it requires zero education to the client. We've onboarded new clients. We don't even tell them what Arrange is. We just say, if you want to meet this person, click here. They don't ask any questions. They just click, and it all happens with automation and very direct, transparent language for what they need to do next. So this just, I think it's like a psychological thing, to be honest. You're already starting getting the ball rolling right in your presentation of submitting your resume. So it's, hey guys, here's a resume. Let's get the coordination going right then and there. So it just works. Let's just simplify it. It just works. Now the candidate has shared availability. Let's continue here. On the right side, there's action tabs. You can actually see the availability. Just if you're a control freak like me, you can click on availability. You can see the candidate availability that they actually shared too. On the far right here, there's a manual link button. So basically, you have access to all those manual links that the candidate receives in that email. Click here to provide availability. Nothing will ever slip through the cracks here because you can manually ping, you can manually check in. Hey, in case you missed it, click here to provide your availability. So you have always control and access to these links. Now, let's keep moving. In live time, once the candidate shared availability, of course, your client gets an email right away to view the candidate's availability. They click, a form pops up, your logo's still in there. Nicely organized is the candidate availability. They can change the duration of the interview if they wanted to as well. By the way, this is all time zone cross functional. So if you have a candidate in the East Coast and they provide their availability, your client that's on the West Coast is already going to see it in their own time frame. So they don't have to guess anything. They're just going to see it organized right then and there in their own time frame. So right here, the client is choosing which day and time works. I'm going to pause for 1 second. So check this out. Now, your client can connect their calendar to this to see the times that they're free and match and align it with the candidates. Now, say none of these times are free. By the way, we make it mandatory for candidates to provide 5 business days worth of availability for seamless coordination because we all know that candidates, when we ask them for availability, a lot of times they're like, oh, yeah, I'm free tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Oh, I'm free tomorrow at 4 o'clock. That doesn't help us. We need more availability. So we made it in a very seamless way for them to provide 5 days because we pre-select those days as well. Now, if none of these times work, there's a flow for everything. The client can update their own availability or request additional availability. So it would all work through automation back and forth to the candidate. You're in control in the live state tracker because you see everything that's going on. Even if they click request, you'll see exactly what's going on in the status. So now your client can also add additional hiring managers right on this form. So everyone that needs to be present on this interview that should be on the calendar invite, your point of contact can just add them right here and there. Also, special instructions to the candidate is optional. If they need to put any specific, hey, come up to the fourth floor, parking in the rear, or bring ID, whatever it is, they can put this note here. It's optional and it'll be showcased in the calendar invite itself. So we added this on because clients sometimes like customizing the calendar invite. Once they land on a time, they go back, they just choose a time that works for them right here, and they click on Arrange Interview. Check this out. While you are on a beach sipping on a margarita, hopefully, maybe, this all happened behind the scenes without you doing anything. All you did is just drop that initial scheduling link. Now, on your live state tracker, you'll see it updated the status, interview arranged. You see the interview date and time. It comes up on your upcoming interviews right here. On the right side, all the green is the future interviews, all the gray is the past interviews. So you can see all the history and everything per each client as well. Now, everyone received the calendar invite. There's a reschedule and cancel action button, all the calendar invites. So technically, no one has to go through you anymore to reschedule anything. They can do it right on the calendar invite. But of course, clients tend to go to the recruiter for everything, which is okay. So if you ever need to change the time, the day, the duration, you have full control and access here. Check this out. On the live state tracker to the right, you can just scroll to the right and click on the edit interview button right here. Over here, you can change the day, you can change the time, you can change the duration, you can add additional hiring managers here. Click save, the new one gets reissued and the old one gets canceled. So super seamless, right? Now, check this out. Look at where the magic happens. Oh, this is where the availability is right here, by the way, which I explained to you before. You can just click on availability and the candidate time slots appear. Now, this is where the magic happens in Loxo. So, this is the candidate that I scheduled a meeting with. Watch this. This is a game changer right here. So, right here in Ben Johnson's profile, under activity, the interview details are pinned right away to their activity journal right here. So, it's straightforward, right front and center. Now, they're also tagged to the job on the right side. You'll see where it says senior software engineer at Apple, for example. They're tagged to the job and they're already categorized in the interview stage right away because the interview was arranged. So if you click on the job, you'll see. So if they were initially source, they would just move to interview. If they were never source, they would be tagged to the job and now they're in the interview phase. So as you can see, Ben Johnson is right there in interview. It also included interview scheduled. You can click on that as well, and you'll see all the interview details right there as well, showcased for you. So that's how, as you can see, they both Loxo and Arrange speak to each other really well. So anyone in your Loxo account is instantly schedulable. You can just schedule any meetings with your clients and your candidates. You don't have to manually input any data. You just search it and they will appear if they're in your Loxo account. And of course, when they're Arrange, they're tagged to the job. All the notes are in their profile. It's really neat. So let's keep moving here. So that was candidate scheduling links. I hope you enjoyed that key feature. It's really, really neat and it just saves us so much time and it just elevates everyone's experience. Obviously, for the recruiters, it's a no-brainer, the amount of time we're saving and how efficient it is. But think about your clients and candidates, all via smart links. It's so easy to navigate. Your clients love it because they can see everything front and center with just a quick couple clicks and the interview gets arranged and they still have control in this. So they can provide availability, whatever they want to do, they still have control. And a lot of hiring managers still want to keep that human element involved and control. So that's why candidate scheduling links works really well. The next key feature I want to highlight is amazing. It's so powerful. It's called Arrange Connect. Basically, what Arrange Connect is the ability to create custom booking pages for all of your clients and hiring managers. So think about a world that every hiring manager that you work with, has a custom booking link that you can just send to your candidate. They click on a day and time, and the invites go out instantly. And ready for the game changer, you're involved. Visibility. It's not an external link that you have no control of, and then you have to ask the candidate, "Can you let me know what day and time this interview is for?" No, you're generating all these links via Arrange. So that's the cool part about it. So once you get your clients connected to Arrange, it's done. They just give you a thumbs up on who they want to meet. You click on Arrange Connect. You click on your candidate. You click on your hiring manager or managers. It can be for panel interviews. It'll read all their availability, send it to the candidate. They click, they choose a day and time, and everyone gets an invite instantly. And it all works back into Loxo as well. So check this out. So right here in Arrange Connect, let me just go here, let's fast forward a little bit, get to the good stuff. When you add a hiring manager in Arrange, under calendar access, you'll see a column here that says request access. And there's a little link right here as well that it's an authentication link. It basically does the same thing. So you can either manually send them this link or you can click on request access. They get an email and I'll show you exactly what happens next. So check this out. This is really cool. So you click, for example, request access, right? Now, your hiring manager in live time receives an email saying you inviting them to connect their calendar to Arrange, your smart scheduling system, to make scheduling seamless. They just have to plug and play, and that's it. And they're never involved with coordination anymore moving forward. So once your client clicks on that link, this form pops up right away. Over here, this should take them less than a minute. Step one, set availability preferences. When do they prefer to schedule interviews? Say, for example, Mondays suck. I'm never available on Mondays. I don't want to deal with Mondays scheduling it. conducting any interviews. They just uncheck it. If they want to do Tuesdays between 12 and 2 and then 4 to 6, they can customize the day times per each day. So over here, they just set their availability preferences. Then once they're done doing so, they just click next, and that's it. They connect their calendar. That's it. Authenticate calendar. And then what happens is once they do so on the back end on your Arrange dashboard under hiring managers per each client, you can see connected, connected. Pending just means they haven't done it yet, and then you just have to remind them. You can send them that manual link. So once they're done and they're connected, you can start scheduling meetings with them instantly. Arrange Connect. You choose your client, you choose your candidate, and if you want to tag them to a job position, you can tag them to a job position. You choose your meeting mode right here and there. Now, over here, you can multi-select hiring managers. This is really neat. So, say it's 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, 5 people. Just select all of them, and then that's it. Click on the duration of the interview. You can do a first round, second round. That's really up to you. And then once you do, the candidate gets notified. The status on the live stage tracker would say right here, arranged link sent pending candidate confirmation. That's the status for Arrange Connect. So the candidate gets notified in live time. And here, that's a manual link that you can send them to if you want to manually remind them. By the way, you can remind everyone through the system as well. Just click on the reminder tab. The candidate gets notified. They get an email right away. Congratulations. The client wants to meet with you. Please click here to confirm your interview. And look how easy of a seamless experience this is for the candidate. They click, they see the attendees of the company, of your client. They click on a day and time. Now it's reading, arranges, combining all those attendees, hiring managers' availability in one calendar view dashboard based off the preferences as well that they selected. The candidate just chooses a day and time. They click submit, and that's it. Instantly, the invites go out to all parties involved. As you can see, the status has changed to interview arranged. The interview date and time is right there. Everyone gets the calendar invite. By the way, also, resumes are attached automatically to all the calendar invites as well. So when you add a candidate in Arrange from Loxo, it pulls their resume instantly as well to their data, to their candidate bucket. So you don't have to worry about uploading any resumes or resending resumes. It's all done for you. And then, of course, clients love that because we all know people want efficiency, especially on the calendar invites. And a lot of people always ask, hey, can you resend the invite, the resume? And it's right then and there. So we don't have to worry about that anymore. And of course, as I showcased you earlier, everything bounces back to Loxo. It's all tagged, all the information is there. So think about how much time we're saving here, of course, and how it's elevating everyone's experience involved. If clients want to change their preferences at any time, they just click that link and then just update their own availability. But once they connect their calendar, Arrange just reads their open time slots. No sensitive data or info is shared. We just see the open time slots based off the preferences that they selected. That's it. So we're always in the loop. You get notified as a recruiter in live time. You get an email confirmation. It's on your calendar. You can see everything that's happening in live time. So you're always in control. And as a recruiter, the middle person, the coordinator, you need to be in control, especially when you're coordinating, bringing people together. We have different dashboards as well. In the settings, you can change the different dashboard views. So for example, let me just fast forward here. If you go to settings, you can change the internal talent acquisition, or if you're an external recruiter, you choose external recruiter, whatever you want. The main difference is it's the same thing, same exact thing. For internal talent acquisition, you would see my hiring managers and my candidates because it's your internal team. For external recruitment, you would just see my clients and my candidates. So the language just changes a little bit just to make it really seamless for you and so you can understand everything really well based off your use case. And of course, we have other use cases, but I think most relevant for Loxo users would be internal talent acquisition or external recruitment. Now, there's a lot, just to summarize everything, there's a lot more that Arrange can do. I wanted just to focus on the key features of candidate scheduling links and Arrange Connect. But just an FYI, you can also do one-to-one booking links like those other scheduling tools. Everything can be embedded here. We have Arrange with me and Arrange with us. So you can connect multiple calendars. You can create custom event types. You can create group links between you and your team to send it out to a candidate. Every event type that you create is custom. You have your different unique URLs. So you can send like a 15-minute call to this person or a 45-minute call to this person, however you want to do it. It's so easy to navigate this. We try to make this extremely user-friendly. So if you're also looking for a one-to-one scheduling tool or a booking link, you can utilize Arrange with me or Arrange with us as well. So I am going to pause for a second and just pause right here. And I want to just say again, I'm here for all questions. I know Sandra, you've been in the chat navigating that. I hope everyone really enjoyed this quick walkthrough. It's hard because I can honestly sit here all day and talk to you about a range, but trying to keep it brief so you can get a quick visual of how this works. So if you are a Loxo user, this is a absolute no-brainer to integrate with because your coordination experience moving forward is going to be night and day. It's going to really change things for you in such a more efficient way. And think about how much time you'll get back. What can you do with that time that you're getting back? That's the key. That's the key thing. Sandra, I appreciate this, and I guess we'll leave it up to any questions or anything that needs to be answered.
Yeah, thanks so much, Brian. That was a great walkthrough. And people
Yeah,
are really excited in the chat. A lot of people are asking questions. We have a ton of questions to go through. And I don't think we're going to get to all of them today. You're going to have to answer some in your emails afterwards. Okay.
happy to do so. By the way, everyone, if our websites, I think Sandra dropped it in the chat. You can just go to arrangeai.io or alternatively letsarrange.io. It'll take you to the same place. We have FAQs in there. Any questions that you might be thinking about might be already answered. You can email me anytime, brian@arrangeai.io, if you want a more of a personalized experience, and if you even want to personalize jump back on a quick walkthrough, I'm happy to do. We're so excited about this Loxo integration. I want to give everyone here the red carpet experience, truthfully. So any questions, any support, whatever you need, just come to me. I will respond to you as soon as I can. Is there any key questions that we want to go
Yeah,
over?
I'm going to ask as many questions as we can fit in. We have over 50 that are still open that I wasn't able to answer right away. So the first question that I can answer, because people are asking it, is yes, we will send the video out to everyone after the call. If you're registered, you will automatically get it. It's going to be sent almost as soon as the webinar ends, so you'll have access to it right away. Also, I wanted to let you know that Arrange is a separate company, and this is an integration with Loxo. So if you'd like to use this tool, you can head over to their website, you can sign up, and then you can integrate it with Loxo. So Brian, some questions for you. Some people are concerned about whether Arrange follows GDPR in the UK or the European Union. It looks like the client can see the candidate email address. Is there a way to hide that email address? Is this GDPR compliant?
Yes. Good question. Thank you for sharing that. Yes, we are compliant. Right now, the functionality works that the ad information is visible in the form. So, say, for example, if you're using Arrange Connect, they wouldn't have any access because um, the flow basically works as the candidate is just choosing a time on their calendar. So the client doesn't see any of that information. However, once the interview invites go out, everyone is grouped into this one invite. So yes, that information will be visible. However, I will say, and I've been saying this on every personalized demo that I do, if there's any specific needs to specific users that they perhaps need customized, whether it's hiding something like any key information or whatever it is, please come to me. Tell me exactly what you would need, and we can explore some sort of custom integration so we can achieve whatever you're looking to achieve. Just come to me, tell me what it is, and we'll investigate. And if it's achievable, we'll make it happen for you. So I want everyone that's using Arrange to be using it in a way that works for them. Of course, we have our standard protocol of how the functionality works, but if there's anything that needs to be embedded or tweaked or whatever it is, just come to me and we will look to do that for you. I want everyone to be happy. So just come to me.
Okay, Michael asked if you would need to give the candidate a heads up that they could be getting an email or a notification for an interview from the client. You're going to give the candidates a heads up that they're going to be getting an email or a notification from the client when an interview is scheduled.
Yeah. So depending on what flow you use, the candidate gets notified. So if they need to provide availability, they'll get an email notifying them, right? If the client chose to provide their own availability, the candidate will get an email once the client provided availability. Everything's very straightforward, and you have those manual link access, which I showed you earlier. When the interview's arranged, the candidate and client, everyone gets a calendar invite as well as a confirmation email too with all the details. So, yes, everyone is notified. Reminders even go out prior to the interview. So there's a lot of transparency with this as well. So people are really kind of in the know at all times of what's going on, especially you. That live state tracker is basically everything that you need just to see the big picture.
Great. We had a question from Ryan. Do all users need to sign up for Arrange or just the admin on the account?
Good question. So this depends on how you want to use it. So if you're a Loxo user and say, for example, you're an external recruiting agency and you have, I don't know, 50 users, right? I would suggest one person signs up as a super admin, and then in Arrange, you can invite users. So you just go to My Users tab in Arrange, it's on the left side, and just invite users. So if you have another recruiter or three recruiters, whatever it is, just type in their name and email. They'll get a notification in their email, and then they would just click on that link and they'll be attached to your organization instantly. So that's how that would work. So it really depends on how many users you would want. Not everyone needs to use Arrange, but I would recommend whoever is coordinating interviews um, to be obviously a user on Arrange because Arrange works really well as a team and collaboration. You can actually see all the other users on your team who's setting up these interviews. You can filter by the recruiter. You can see all their interviews. So it's really cool and collaborative as a team.
Fantastic. We had some questions about security. So if you're with a large company that has to be concerned about security breaches, how does Arrange protect the
Yeah,
information?
yeah. Protecting data is a top priority for us. Just like any other of these SaaS tools on the market, we take this really seriously. All data is encrypted in transit. So even if there was ever a breach or anything like that, it would be really hard for them to get access to your data because there's multiple layers of security and there's key information that person would need to access this information. So I would say to everyone, we follow protocol of best practices when it comes to data and privacy and security. Also, you always have control. So if you ever want to switch something on and off, you could do so. You always have control with all your data. And it's just really the data is basically used solely for you to schedule interviews with your data. Other than that, it's super secure and private and encrypted. You can check out our private policy on our website. You can also access it on the web app itself. And if you have any other concerns or questions about data and privacy or anything like that, just come to me. I'll be happy to give you a little bit more insights to whatever is needed.
Okay, now Simon wanted to know if Arrange will automatically send reminders if someone doesn't book an interview right away.
Yeah, great question. So right now, how the system is set up. So in your question example, so say you were using Arrange Connect, right? And the candidate, it's the ball is in the candidate's court only. So you would see in the live stage tracker, it's timestamped, arrange link sent pending candidate confirmation. You can see the exact day and time that you did that action. Say we did it right now. Candidate gets notified. Right now, we set the reminders to be manual, but not manual, like you have to actually email. There's a tab right on the action options that says reminder. So all you have to do is click, say 2 hours went by and the candidate didn't confirm the interview. Just click reminder. They'll get an email, urgent, please take action, and the same email that they initially received. Or you can copy paste the manual link and just send them, hey, Tom, I saw you didn't confirm the interview link yet. Please click here. So right now it's more of a manual click for you to do so to send that reminder from the system. However, you'll be surprised that the servers, everything's extremely warmed up. So all these automated emails are hitting primary inboxes for the most part. If there's anything that goes to spam, we haven't seen that in a while. Obviously, just let me know. I would love to hear that use case. But right now, you'd be surprised. Invite from start to finish to get actually arranged happens pretty quickly through this experience. Yes, for the most part, we're not even reminding anyone. It just happens. When we're going back and forth, obviously, there's a lot of friction there that can take a long time, especially if you're sending availability that doesn't work, blah, blah, blah. We all know that deal. But in this case, you would be surprised. But if you need to ever remind anyone or anything, you have a quick click action. And I think as we enhance, arrange with, and add new features based off feedback, I think adding a set reminder, if this person then take action in 4 hours or 5 hours, an automatic reminder goes out instantly. These are cool features that we can always gather feedback, and if there's a demand for it, we can easily add to this. So that's what I'll say. Anything can be added.
I had some people ask about video interviews. So if they're working through Microsoft Teams for their videos, for example, for their interviews, is Arrange able to set up that meeting? Like, how do you get that meeting into your arrangement?
Yeah, of course. So in that general, am I still sharing my screen?
Yes.
I am. So in that, when you're setting up that candidate scheduling link, right? So right here, you can choose the meeting mode. So you can choose if you're using Teams, right? Just authenticate Teams and that's it. And then when that invite goes out, it's coming from you with the Teams details that you authenticated. So same thing with Zoom, same thing with Google Meet, right? Now the only difference is on that client form when say they said they clicked on receive candidate availability. The candidate provides and the client's turn, that form pops up. The only difference is that they're going to see this. Select the meeting mode. Google, Zoom, Teams. So they're authenticating it once on their end, and now they're on the calendar invite. We're going to take their Teams account link to be embedded into the calendar invite. So that's the only difference. You're authenticating it and hosting it, or the client is, and that's completely up to you in each scenario.
So if you have a highly regulated industry like defense, are there issues with them being allowed to utilize a service like this where their calendar needs to be connected?
Great question. So the only thing is, I would say, is Microsoft specifically has, especially for larger organizations, they have high level of security. So obviously you can still use Arrange, you can use everything I showcased to you. The only difference is that when you connect your Outlook calendar, for instance, or a client of yours is a larger organization and you're utilizing Arrange Connect and they try to connect their Outlook calendar, right? The only difference is that you're going to probably need, most likely, you're going to get an alert that says, please contact your IT administrator, the admin on your Microsoft account to grant consent access to your organization to use a third party tool like Arrange. That's the only thing. Other than that, everything should be seamless. If you have any questions about this, we have a whole help center that I can showcase what your IT administrator needs to do. It's really simple. Honestly, on the back end, they just have to approve it and consent access to all users in the organization or just a specific user, for example. And that's pretty much it. So, other than that, everything should be smooth sailing. Sandra, you're on mute. I couldn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Sorry about that.
No, you're
Lisa was
good.
asking, what happens if you have multiple resumes or attachments? How would Arrange select which one to send?
Good question. So right now, as we enhance that, right now it's pulling the primary, the first one in the list on the Loxo candidate side. So if there's one document there, I'll just fetch that document, the primary one. However, just come to me if you have any questions about that and there's more of an enhanced use case that you might need, just let me know and we can sort that out in the back end. So if you have a resume and typically another document that you like showcasing, we would have the ability to fetch all the documents. So that's not an issue. Just come to me and let me know. That's really it.
So Anastasia had a great question. She was asking if there was a special deal that Arrange could offer for Loxo customers today. And I'm
Yes.
happy to let you know there's currently right now a 50% offer running at arrangeai.io. So you're
Yep.
welcome to take advantage of that.
Yep. I would
Um,
say right now is the best time. It's a limited time offer, as Sandra mentioned, and we're running a 50% off Arrange Pro right now. So you can check out our website, go to pricing. You'll see all the details right then and there. And we're also offering a 14-day free trial as well. So you can totally use the full suite of what Arrange has to offer completely free for 14 days. Once you start using this, you're not going to want to live without this, especially once you start seeing it in action and using candidate scheduling links or Arrange Connect. You'll see, wow, this is really cool. So, any questions or anything, always come to me. I'm here.
so we're almost at time. I'm going to ask one more question, and that's just, Brian, could you give a quick reminder of how you see when something has happened with between the client and the hiring manager? Do you get an email? Do you get a
Yeah, yeah.
pop-up
So, of
live?
course, so I'm still sharing, right?
Yes.
Let's fast forward here. Fast forward too much, but here. So, the live stay tracker, everything would be here. So, when you drop that scheduling link to the client for the first time, you're obviously not going to see anything here. They need to click on it, choose if they want to say receive or provide availability. Once they take action, that's it. That data, that information will live time update in your live stage tracker. You'll see the client, the candidate, the status would be candidate availability requested. Or if the client provided availability, it would say client shared availability. So now you know the ball's in the candidate's court, or vice versa. The statuses keep changing when one person takes action. That's how it works. My advice is keep Arrange somewhere in a tab, somewhere living on your computer at all times, and you can just refresh the page and you'll see the status is changing at any live moment. Also, I want to say is if you have a iPhone, for example, and you go to the web app URL, which is app.arrangeai.io, and just click the share button and then click on add to home screen, it's going to turn that into an icon, like an app on your actual iPhone. And you can utilize this as an app on your phone. So if you're out and about and you need to schedule a meeting or send whatever it is, you can just quickly generate that link in 2 seconds on your phone and then send it out. Or you can see your live stay tracker accessible on your cell phone device. So it's really cool. I saw a question come up on how to connect the integration. It's really simple. All you have to do is go to your account settings in Loxo, um, and generate an API token key. That's it. It's really simple. We actually have a video out showcasing how to do so. So once you get your key, then you would need your slug name. The slug name, if you click on your settings dashboard, your initials on the bottom left of Loxo, click on careers page. On the top, you'll see the URL. Just copy paste it when it starts with your company name. Don't include loxo.co, none of that. Just say your company was J Inc. just click J-Ink. That's your slug name. If you put in anything else other than that, the integration won't work properly. So really simple. API key, slug name. When you're in the web app, just on the left side, click on integrations, you'll see you just put in your API token key and your slug name and click on authenticate. And then that's it. They're both dating now. Let's put it that way.
Okay, thank you so much. I know there were a lot of questions we didn't have time to get to, but Brian is going to be sending out some emails with FAQs after the webinar, so look out for those in the next couple of days. You'll also receive an email from Zoom with the recording of the meeting, so you'll be able to review anything that you might have missed. And if you have any questions, please reach out to Brian directly. And again, that was Brian at arrangeai.io. So thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate your being here, and we'll see you at the next webinar. Bye now.
Thank you. Take care. Thank you so much.